Okay, so if you've been watching this series, you are starting to get an idea of how I like to use the pentatonic scale to map out the whole fretboard. And these pentatonic scales that I'm teaching are new-ish. I mean, I didn't invent them, but I'm systematizing them into these shapes that help us to see phrases and really simplify the whole thing. So if you watch lesson 1, we learned that box 1 shouldn't be this. We're in the key of A, by the way. It should really be this. And that revitalized box 1 is now fret 3 all the way to fret 10. That was part 1 of this whole series that we're doing. The next thing we talked about is how to BB box, and my expanded BB box is actually pretty advanced because you can get major sounds, you can get minor sounds, you can get the 1 chord, the 4 chord, sorry, that's the 5 chord, and the 4 chord to the 1 chord, and all of those sounds. The reason this works so well is because when we have those 2 expanded versions of our pentatonic scale, we now essentially just have 2 shapes. We have a shape that starts from the 3rd fret and goes to the 10th fret, and then we have a shape that goes from the 10th fret all the way to the 15th fret. And we know that the 15th fret is also the same as the 3rd fret. This note, they're exactly the same. So once we get here, we start to repeat the pattern that we learned before. And all of a sudden we have the full neck, but we have it through just 2 shapes and phrases that are going to be helpful for the blues. Now, someone in the comments said something, essentially that if you learn it this way, you're going to be stuck in a box, okay? And we talked a little bit in the comments. I know he wasn't trying to say this in like, you're doing this wrong kind of way. He was kind of inquiring, what to do when you're stuck in a box. And it's funny, I always see students and comments and everyone always saying, I'm in a rut, I'm stuck in a box, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to break out of the box. But why would you want to break out of the box? I'm being really serious here. There is no reason to throw away, to break out of this box. Being stuck in a box is an important step of learning how to play the guitar. In fact, we want to be stuck in as many boxes as possible, because once we are stuck in enough boxes, then all of a sudden the boxes disappear and we just see the guitar. So I'm going to give you one example today of how we can start to get stuck in more boxes that eventually erase the box altogether. So I'm going to teach you 2 more boxes and show you how they're effective in making the rest of the boxes disappear. And we're going to do this right over the box that everyone is stuck in. That's the minor pentatonic box. Everyone is stuck in this box. When I think about being stuck in a box and what that really means, in my mind, that just means that you understand a group of notes really, really well. You understand a point really, really well. And if we think about what a scale is, let's just take a major scale really quickly. If you know all the notes right there, you could theoretically say that you're stuck in a major scale box. But those are all the best notes to use if you're trying to stay with a major tonality. So I don't really understand the negative aspect of that. Now, of course, you're going to want to learn the chromatic notes in between those scale notes like these. So that you can mix chromatic stuff in with the scale itself. But you have to know the box really, really well and have it. Basically, you have to be stuck in the box before you can start to go outside of the box. I mean, if you don't know if you're never stuck in the box, how are you going to know what the box is and when and why you should go out of it? So embrace being stuck in the box in the beginning. And then as I'm going to show you, we're going to add all of this other stuff on top of it. More boxes. And then before you know it, you have 1 box here, 1 box here, 1 box here. They're all overlapping. And then you know the whole fretboard in these kind of boxes and chunks of things that you can use in real life during soloing. Okay, so let me actually show you what I mean with this whole it's good to be stuck in a box thing. And again, the things I'm going to show you are just part of this whole larger system. So let's just say we're in box 1 of our pentatonic scale that I showed you. Also, it's really funny. I have, and this is not a humble brag, but I have all of these super expensive guitars surrounding me on both sides, and yet it's this PRS DGT that I've been playing every day for 3, 4, 5 hours. This guitar is, anyway, so you're in box 1 of your pentatonic scale in the key of A. And let's just say, oh my God, I'm stuck in this box. I only do things like... you're stuck with all of that stuff. Stuck. Well, after you can do all of that super well and you can navigate that perfectly, then we start to layer in new boxes. But we're not shifting from that position. We're going to throw new boxes and shapes on that position. And so here is one such shape. Let's say you get to the 5 chord, right? You know your blues progression. You start 1, 4, 1. Eventually you go 5, 4, 1. So you're on the 1 chord now. You're going to the 5 chord. Right now you're in your box 1. You can add in this shape right here. I'll play that one more time. That is one box you can add. And remember, our box 1 is right here. I'm just shifting over slightly and adding this box. And that's going to give us a major 5 chord sound. So I'm adding a new box, and now I have all of these notes and shapes to work with when I get to the 5 chord. All right? And then I'm going to throw in another box. So this is the root note of the 5 chord. And these notes give us the major sound. I'm going to now shift my first finger up to that same root note. And I'm going to add another minor pentatonic box. And that's going to give us our 5 chord minor sound. So we could do things like this, go from over the 5 chord from a major sound to a minor sound. Right? Very major sound into a very minor sound. Boxes. And then after you play over your 5 chord, we have a 4 chord box right now. So watch this, that same minor box, the same minor shape over the 5 chord that we're stuck in. Watch this. We change it ever so slightly. Now we're in a major sound for the 4 chord. We lead up with that lick. And then right back to our 1 chord. Very, very simple here. But remember, we only can do this because we know our boxes that we're stuck in very, very well. I mean, okay, if you're the guy who left that comment, I'm not making fun of you. I promise. I'm just saying that so many people, not just you, but everyone, essentially, they say, I'm so upset because I'm stuck in this box. But in my mind, it means that you just know really well what you're doing. If you're a surgeon and you have knee surgeries down to, I've had knee surgery in the past, which is why I use that as an example. If you have knee surgeries down so well that your routine is so perfect that you never make a mistake, you are stuck in the knee surgery box, that just means you are amazing at what you are doing. You know it so well that you're boxed into this perfection of using it. And so we just need to now expand. If you were to say to that knee surgeon, okay, you want to step out of your box, you wouldn't say, get rid of the things you know in your box. You might add another box. Let me add elbow surgery on top of the knee surgery. Let me add, I don't know, wrist surgery on top of the knee surgery, on top of those skills. but we wouldn't get rid of the box. We just add new boxes on top of and around it. So quick summary again, we have our pentatonic box that we're stuck in. Now we want to add a major sound on the 5 chord, so we're going to add another box, this one right here. If we want to add a minor sound with the 5 chord, we add another box. And then this minor sound, that box leads us right into a major sound for the 4 chord. Right from that root note on the 5 chord. Watch this walk up. You get to that 3rd, and now we're in a major 4 chord. And then we get here, and that note's going to lead us right back into our pentatonic box on box 1 that we're stuck in. So we can go here to the 1 chord, or we can go here to the 1 chord. These are all boxes. These are all shapes that we're stuck in. Anyway, I just want you to understand that being stuck in a box for the trillionth time is not necessarily a bad thing. We have to start with being stuck in all of the boxes. And as we learn more boxes, after a while, we start to see how all of these lines and all of these shapes dissolve into just understanding how things work. But we only get there by overlapping a bunch of boxes and shapes to understand how they all fit together. So eventually, you'll see things like this. You'll see that this pentatonic scale, this minor pentatonic one scale, you'll see from there you can go right to Dorian. And from there you can go to Phrygian. And from there you can go to, I don't know, harmonic minor. And from there you can go to major. Or harmonic major. Back to minor pentatonic. All of this stuff is just a bunch of boxes and shapes that you and that I get stuck in. And as you get stuck in enough of them, you see how they all dissolve and make one fretboard, one continuous thing.